Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Real Talk with this guy Cody and this guy Joe.
Hey,
What's going
hey.
on, man?
Just color coordinating today, I can tell. We both went with the gray.
Yeah, we both went with gray, and then like I have purple in the background, and you've got
Oh,
purple in the
I've
background.
got purple in the background.
Yeah, yep,
Yeah.
and we've
The
got purple
version
in our
of
names.
yes, the version of purple that I see on my screen looks blue to me,
Oh,
which reminds me of when Eli was a baby, we got this stroller and car seat combo.
yeah,
And it was they're like purple and blue. They have this, I think I have like a weird little semi colorblind
okay,
view there.
yeah.
Because I swore our stroller and car seat, I'm like, why are we getting a purple stroller for our son? And my wife's like, it's blue. I'm like, that is very clearly purple, but it's hard for me to tell at times.
Well, I think it looks potentially blue on the wall, but purple under your shelving.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, we're
Anyways,
good.
so we're going into Christmas next week. We probably won't do one because that'll be Christmas Day, unless we wanted to open
Yeah.
gifts with each other. We did talk about that. We probably won't. It's probably be a stall on the podcast as well. So this is the last people are going to see of us, and it's sad, I'm sure, for a lot of
That
people. But
is.
just
Yeah.
soak it in this week. Record this
Right?
uh, or for future during Christmas when you need to see Cody and I. So,
You just need a
um,
quick fix.
but what's new in the lending world? I will say I'll preface my stuff is, in the real estate world we do have, you always have active buyers and sellers right now, but
Hmm.
this particular week leading into it is kind of a dead week, just in the fact that people are settling down, families coming into
Yeah.
town, things like that. So yeah, we've got a little reprieve, a little bit, I think, in the real estate world. So sellers out there, you gotta have to stick through this time. This is just a crappy time right now,
Right.
particularly with the real estate market. Just this week, I'm talking very short term.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
I've got nothing crazy to report besides
Nothing new
rates,
to
which I think
report.
you're going to go over, which rates
Yeah.
are pretty good. So go ahead.
Yes. Yeah. So rates, since the Fed dropped rates, what was that, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? I can't remember. Yeah, 2 weeks ago, somewhere around there. We did not really see much of an improvement, much of a change at all. This last week, we have seen some incremental improvements. Today's actually been a really good day for that, and it's mostly related to the inflation report that came out this morning. They were projecting the inflation to be at 3%. This is the core inflation, and it came in at 2.6%. So that's always a good sign for rates because inflation up typically means rates are going to get pushed up to try to help bring down the inflation. So we're seeing some good improvement today. We're at 6.22 for a national average for 30-year rates,
It's pretty good.
conventional rates. That's the national average. Yeah, because we were just back up to 6.44 like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. So we had come down to, I think the lowest that I remember seeing was like 6.19 maybe. And then it kind of bumped up. And so now we're kind of creeping back down to getting back down to that closer range of better rates that we've seen since, you've got the chart that shows multiple variations of it, but like back to almost 3 years worth of time now where
Yeah.
we were at this point. So everything seems to be pointing in a good direction, from that standpoint. So just got to keep inflation
Yeah.
down, keep the jobs bad, and eventually the mortgage rates will turn around.
Yeah, in the winter, like we've already talked about this, but yeah, it's a time that sellers are willing to give closing cost credit and things like that. So we've seen, you and I together have been seeing people get closing cost credit to buy down rates and things like that. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
easy to get into the fives now, right? Like,
It is very easy. Yep. If you're not
um,
already there just with what your loan profile looks like, it's very easy to accomplish that anymore. We're
yeah,
not talking about going from 7.5 down to mid sixes. We're
yeah,
in we're in the we're in the low sixes. Some loan options are in the fives. So
yeah.
yeah,
No,
without
it's
even
pretty
a
good.
buy down. So
And I hesitate to even say the number, but it's like the 3% is just no longer theirs.
no,
But we're getting close
we're five is
Probably
a
as close. Five's pretty reasonable.
yeah, yeah. When we're in the fives with everything without buy downs, that's going to be. I think that's a pretty big victory,
Yeah, for sure.
and might be where we stay. Who knows? But I think anything with a five in front of it's
Yep, I
gonna
agree.
be pretty good.
I agree. What
Yeah.
else we got? This weather, by the way, terrible weather that we're having in Oregon.
My
If you're not
goodness.
in Oregon paying attention, as you
Yeah.
guys have the same,
Yeah.
it's like flood water. Like our backyard, the dog's like going out to the backyard, like swimming to go to the bathroom. It is
Yeah.
like, it is
Yeah.
bad. Like she's going out, like her paws are like, what is
Uh-huh.
going on in this grass? But it's
Yeah.
bad. Like still,
It's
just constantly
I
coming out.
know. I know.
Anyways,
Well, then we
is it
had all
like
this
that with you guys
wind
up
the other
there?
day. Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
we've got lots of rain. We had a lot of wind yesterday,
Yes.
2 days,
Overnight, like it was
2
nuts.
nights ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. So school got canceled for a lot of people. But yeah, so as far as the actual flood issues,
Yeah.
it is starting to kind of leak into, no pun intended, the mortgage side of things. Most importantly is like on appraisals. So whenever FEMA announces a essentially a national disaster for an area, there are certain parts of like Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, whatever investor it is, they might have different policies for a natural disaster. So in this case, because part of Washington and Oregon are affected and part of I don't know if Oregon's done any type of national emergency for the flooding. I would think so because I know the coast got hit pretty hard.
Mhm.
But long story short, there's a thing that's called an appraisal waiver where if you get an appraisal waiver on your purchase or your refinance, that means that we do not have to have an appraisal done for that property. There's enough information out there that the agencies can figure out. So you get an appraisal waiver, but now we have this flood national disaster that's been put out there. And if your property, whether you're purchasing it or refinancing it, if you got an appraisal waiver and your home was in the county that was affected, you are more than likely going to have an appraisal done because they have to determine that your property was not impacted through the floods. So we had that come up here. It was just kind of out of nowhere because this whole thing has been new. I think the national disaster was announced on the 12th, so a little less than a week ago. And these are starting to pop up a little bit
Yeah.
as like, hey, we did not know that this was the thing, but this is apparently a thing. So it just, I figured I'd put it out there. I think we all assume that like as long as our house wasn't impacted, then it probably won't really affect us, but if you're in the county that was affected, the only way that they can figure out if your home wasn't impacted was to get some type of eyes on things. So
Do they
in this
normally,
case,
is it a different appraisal, or is it more to just see is the house still up, or do they have to do a full appraisal?
yeah, they
Or
have to do a full appraisal.
okay,
So they would
so it's
do a
not just
normal
like drive
appraisal
by, see
inside
if
and
it's
outside.
underwater.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
A drive-by would make sense, but I think they have to go in. Well, I know they have to go in,
Yeah,
and I'm assuming it's just to verify that like if
everything's
the
good.
out, if it did flood inside, but it
Okay.
all receded, they got to just make sure that everything's good. So
Okay.
probably isn't going to affect many people, but it is an inconvenience and it's an extra cost that you didn't anticipate to be there, and it's more time and everything
Yeah.
else, and it's kind of like kind of gets thrown out here out of nowhere because nobody's really anticipating it. So just wanted to put that out
No,
there
that's
for
good.
anybody listening that's got an appraisal waiver and they're just floating right through it. May want to
Your
check with your
puns are
lender just to
crazy.
I didn't even think about
You
that
just
one.
said floating right through it.
You
Oh,
know?
man, the dad
Yeah.
jokes and the
I
puns,
know, I
like,
know, they're bad.
it's so great. Anyways, no, it's
Yes.
good to know, especially in this type of weather, if you are in a county it's a county, right?
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah, it's
just like your
county-based.
house, so if it's in a county that has that disaster stuff,
Mhm.
that fancy appraisal waiver that you had is now gone,
Right.
so
Yes.
and then does that
Yeah,
end just right when they declare it fine again?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I'm not really sure the amount of time that it takes for that to go away because I was looking at a map previously, and prior to them updating the one that was on the 12th, there was a, national disaster alert, whatever you wanna call it,
Yeah.
advisory for a lot of our area here, but it was last updated last year, and we haven't been having to apply these rules to anything. So I'm assuming it's like, you know, a 30, 60, 90-day period or something
Okay.
before they
Okay.
kind of assume that whatever was a problem is being fixed and no longer a problem. But
Okay.
I don't
Well,
know.
cool.
It's a good question.
Hopefully they don't run into it in the next whatever time
Yeah,
that it's going to take to get
I
this
know.
rain. The next 6 months that we have this rain.
Yeah, right.
Uh, so
Yeah,
frustrating.
it's
We were out and about in it today, and it's just depressing. But anyways, it's another
it's
topic for
pretty
another day.
it's pretty terrible, but and it feels like it's earlier than normal.
Yeah, yeah,
Normally, I feel like we hit this stuff like, February when it's
yeah.
just, I don't know, you've had all these months. Now
Good
we're
times.
getting it out of the way early, so maybe spring
Good
starts
times.
in
Hopefully,
January.
hopefully that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's it for me. Everyone listening, have a good holiday, have a good Christmas, and
Yeah.
we'll be kind of back at it. Maybe I don't know if we're gonna go the 2 weeks until New Year. If we'll go after Christmas, because it'd be New Year's Day, right?
New Year's
And where we
Day
normally do.
is
So
Thursday. Maybe we do it
maybe,
earlier in the week or something.
yeah, we'll figure something out. But
Yeah.
yeah, if we don't talk, then you guys all have a good one. Stay tuned to our Venture podcast. We got one more of those
Mhm.
before we sign off for the year. See everyone
Yeah.
next year.
Wow.
My kids love that
Weird.
joke, by the way. The
See you
see you
next
next
year.
year. They're like, stop. Just
It never gets
You're not
old. It
allowed to
never gets
talk
old.
anymore. But anyways, yeah, it's good to see you, man, and have
Hey,
a
you
good
too.
holiday yourself, and we'll chat soon.
You as well. Sounds good.
Okay, see ya.